So this morning I woke up exceptionally feeling bad for myself, and I it's something that I struggle with, and I think a lot of people struggle with this. I think probably the vast majority of the people in around the world actually struggle with feeling sorry for themselves, or feeling that they are not good enough, or that there isn't something else that they could possibly do. And as an academic, I'm Professor Dave Maslak, an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship. You probably have heard that many times. But I was in academia. We have this thing where we have to measure our performance, and if we don't achieve a certain amount of performance, and performance is measured in terms of publications, and I don't have that many publications, and so I was feeling sorry for myself, and I think a lot of people feel like this, that you can always do better, you can always have more, and you're not good enough. And it is November the 11th today, and I had to remind myself what other people had to do for me in the past, and that I'm exceptionally lucky, but I still didn't feel that great. It still didn't really affect me and didn't sink in, because it wasn't about me per se. It was about other people. And then I had to remind myself that I try every day to do things, and that's the only thing that matters, is that you're trying and you get up and get going. And I think we have to stop measuring ourselves in terms of external outcomes and whatever that looks like, because those external outcomes, they rarely come to fruition. And we have to measure ourselves, whether you're trying, whether you're getting up, whether you're smiling, whether you are actually going through the motions of actually getting there. And anybody that's in academia totally understands this. You can go through the motions a lot and nothing happens from that. We do get a tremendous amount of rejection all the time. And in fact, the rejection rate on, if you're trying to publish something, the rejection rate is like 95 or more percent. So that means almost everything gets rejected. And I have not figured out the secret yet. I know that some people have, and some people have the secret to publishing things, but I don't know what that is. And people are going to say certain different things, but I think that there is a natural amount of skill that's involved for some people, and they are naturally gifted in terms of especially writing. Writing is especially an important part of it. And yet, if you don't have that, if that's not part of your skill set, I think it's incredibly hard to ever get there, even no matter how genius or how much work that you put into something. It doesn't necessarily pan out unless you have that gift for writing. And, you might think of that as somewhat of an unfair advantage, or that there are a lot of unfair things that happen in this profession. And it's true. It's just like there's lots of unfair things that happen in many other professions. Some people are better at talking and selling things. Some people are better at computer programming than others. All sorts of different stuff. And I sometimes sit and dwell and I think about, like, man, I'm not good at any of those particular things. And I don't think that there's one particular thing that sort of shines in any way. And I know it's sort of a bad train of thought, but I think we all go through those things. And the only thing that I can remember, and the only thing that I can do to make myself feel better, is to remember that I actually try. And I try to make other people feel better. That I try to smile, that I try to, work at it every day. And I take it very seriously to do that. And I always have. That's been one of my things that I have been as a person, even when I was little. This is always really important to me, to try to be nice, to be helpful. And I think we need to remind ourselves that that is more important than anything. And if you don't get to where you want to go to in life, whatever that looks like and whatever you're trying to seek, you kind of have to remind yourself that what matters is that you're actually trying, and it's not whether you actually get there. I think all of that kind of stuff. So if you have this sort of imaginary view that you're going to own a Ferrari one day, or whatever it is, a Lamborghini, that's something that everybody can sort of imagine. And that's really hard to get. And it's very difficult to get to. And yet, what you have to imagine is that it's probably going to take you 30 years to actually get to the point where you can do this thing. And if you focus on that one thing, like, think about this. If you focus on achieving that one thing, and you actually achieve that thing, and that's the only satisfaction that you get, it's only for one day that you get that. And even in fact, it's probably only for a few minutes where you actually purchase this thing and you drive away in it. But you're missing out on 30 years of your life, hoping and wishing and trying to actually get to some place that you might get to, or you might not get to. And so instead of thinking about that particular outcome and that you're not good enough to get there, think about the fact that you're just trying and you're getting up, and you go through the motions, and you have to remember, some days it doesn't feel good for whatever reason. It's not a good day. But other days are going to feel really good. And you have to live for that. You have to live for the fact that you try and you get up, and you're going to do that every day. That's all I wanted to say today. And so hopefully this helped you. Give me a thumbs up if it did. Leave some comments and let me know how you're trying in your life. All right. Take care and have a wonderful day.